Hello. I am back. Sorry for the long wait. I ended up getting a sinus infection. After that was done for the week, it relapsed into the flu. So I've kind of gone for a while. Also, I've gotten a new mic. I'm using a different recording studio. So if there's anything weird in this part, I apologize. I'm testing it out and seeing how everything sounds. So let's hope that everything goes right. I'll make sure to do an extra save just in case I have to redo this. So last we left off, it's been so long. I tested it out because I had to do all my overlays over again. I think we left off this was this, and I remember all the girls were fighting over the guy, which, yeah, well, that happens a lot and stuff like this. Hopefully everything sounds okay. Let's hope, right? I had a hard time waking up in the morning. I don't know who this is, so I'm just gonna speak normal. It took a lot of shaking for me to finally break my slumber. Hopefully this is the right part. I was seized by exhaustion and fatigue, the likes of which I never felt before. I couldn't muster the energy to get up. And I wasn't the only one. All the girls were in the same state as me. Jeez, you guys are so helpless. You stayed up till dawn chatting, didn't you? Sheesh. Lack of sleep, beauty fades, the teacher looks more attractive by comparison. Is that really what you want? Miss Hinagata assumed we all stayed up too late, but she ultimately told us to take the day off and go home so we could take it easy. Hiko and I went home together. Okay, we were the god. She looked ragged with exhaustion. She never responded when I asked if she was okay. This wasn't sleep deprivation. Oh, freaking can't say this word. Deprivation. Last night I had a horrible nightmare. Is it possible that we all share that? Say, Kiko, did you have a dream last night? I don't know. That was all she said. But I was sure of it. I had that crazy dream too. The dream was, but I'm sure it was crazy. Fortunately, I was back in shape by the afternoon. However, Kiko had been suffering in her sleep the whole time. I worried if she was having another nightmare. Oh, that's right. I recalled the dream I had the night before. It had toyed with me in incomprehensible ways the whole time. Yet there was one moment where I had broken through the bell with my own will. Oh yeah, he punched it. That's right. Perhaps even there was nothing more than just a part of the dream. And then I remembered Kurokami. I looked shocked at that moment. Shock. I done something unexpected and wrecked the dream's established rule. What he does to trees, except with his fists. Oh, hello? Oh, hi, Mom. Is Dad around? There's no way you could fight back against nightmare. That hadn't been a dream. I knew it. It was some sort of experience we all shared. It could be resisted, and I had fought back. Though I felt I was grasping at straws, I told my dad everything. Susahara divine tribute style is a sacred thing dedicated to God. If what you saw wasn't a dream, but something brought about by an evil force, then you have the means to drive it away. Training divine tribute style is to offer dedication to God every single day. Thanks to your thorough dedication, your body may have developed the power to crush evils, my son. How can I save Kiko? Keep your presence of mind and continue training. Doing so will purify your body and force the evil gnawing away at her to disperse. All right. Sure. We'll continue to punch trees. I cleansed myself, changed clothes, me in training in the yard. Could I really save her this way? I couldn't allow myself to think that. I had to keep my mind clear. Kiko wasn't doing well. Like Miss Hinagata, her parents believed she was exhausted from staying up all night. But I knew the truth. This wasn't something so simple as a cold or sleep. I said it right now. Deprivation. A nightmare like something still eating away at her. And though we had the same dream, I got better rather quickly. Something only I possess must have habitated it first, my dude. And if I could attain that through this, perhaps I could save her. I emptied my mind and focused on training longer than usual.
Kiko-chan, 具合はどう?
Yeah, Kiko, how are you feeling? I knocked, but there was no answer. Tried turning the doorknob and found it wasn't locked. How come no one locks their doors? She said earlier she locked it later, meaning she hadn't gotten out of bed once since then. That's right. I quietly entered to find Kiko fast asleep, her breathing labored.
Kiko-chan.
Kiko didn't answer. The only response I got were her pained breaths, occasional groans. That was me last week. There's no doubt about it. She was still trapped in that nightmare. What could I do? Shake her. Shake her. Crazy. I purified my body and trained. Maybe you should punch her. If the power to crush evil dwelled in me because of that, then I figured I should be able to use it by now. I gently placed... Oh, I was just kidding. Don't really hit her. I gently placed my palm on her forehead. My eyes. Just then, I felt something akin to vertigo. The room was pitch black. There was nowhere that could be producing any light. Yet I felt something like a brilliant light slowly fill it up. Kiko let out a heavy breath. It was different from the labored breathing of before. That breath was clearly a sigh of relief.
Kiko-chan.
Kiko. Beads of sweat still clung to her face. The pain etched in her features had faded. She slowly took my hand and lovingly placed it on her cheek. Thank you. I don't remember it very well. I was having an awful dream.
わかるよ。
Yeah, I know.
でもね、その夢の中で鈴間が助けに来てくれたの。
You showed up in the dream. Saved me.
嫌なものも怖いものも鈴間が来たらパーッと光に溶けてみんないなくなっちゃった。
glad you arrived. That fear, misery, melted into light and disappeared.
ありがとう。ありがとう、スズム。
Thank you. You Susuhara. I tried to move my hand back, but she frantically grabbed it with force.
離さないで。手を当ててると、すごい落ち着くの。
I feel so much calmer in there. And this is why I couldn't record, because my voice was like really bad. She would have killed me. Anyway, okay. Okay. Hiko nuzzled her cheek against my hand, like a cat for a while afterwards.
あのね、私って昔からよく気持ち悪い白チュームとかをよく見るの。
Hey, Susumu. Been getting a lot of bad daydreams for a long time.
スズムを駅に迎えに行ったあの日もそうだった。
And I had one the day I went to pick you up at the station.
スズムを待っている間、すごく気持ちの悪い白チュームにずっとうなされてたの。
I was having this really bad daydream while I was waiting for you. Oh, was that the one where you jumped into the
そうだったんだ。
subway? I see. そうか。
今思えば、あの日もスズムに助けられた気がする。
I think about it. Might have saved me back then too.
スズムが白い綺麗な光の中からやってきて、私を助けてくれた気がするの。
I feel like you came out this beautiful white light. Excuse me.
そういえば、スズムが来てからかな。気持ち悪い夢とかをほとんど見なくなったのは。
Come to think of it, I barely had any bad dreams ever since you came to town.
今、こうして手を当ててもらってて、私、確信するんだ。
Now that I felt your hand, cheek, I'm sure of it.
スズムには、きっと、不思議な力があるんだね。
You must have serious power, Susumu.
おキコちゃんを悩ませる気持ち悪い夢の正体はわからないけれど。
I don't know what the truth behind your nightmares is, Kiko.
僕が修行している親善武術は神様に捧げる神聖な力が宿るものなんだって。
My father says that the divine tribute style possesses a sacred power dedicated to God.
その修行のおかげで僕にはいくばくかの覇者の力が宿っているのかもしれないって父さんが。
And that thanks to my training, I may have the power to crush evil by punching it with my fists.
やっぱり、スズムはすごい、ね。
True story. You really are amazing. No. This confirmed my suspicions. Something evil was tormenting her, and I had the power to relieve it by punching it. I've been training for as long as I could remember. Not even once did I question what it was all for. For the first time, I felt I understood. Perhaps it all been for this particular time.
ちょっと納得かな。スズムってすごい清らかな感じだもん。
I think I understand a little. You feel so pure.
汚れとか全然ない感じ。だから悪いものも退散しちゃうんだろうね。
Incorruptible? Maybe that's why you can make the bad things go away.
私、スズムに会えてよかった。
Glad I met you.
スズムに出会えてから、毎日がどんどんハッピーになっていったもん。
Every day's been super happy since you got here.
そうなら僕も嬉しいな。
That's true, and I'm happy too. God. Yesterday, Kurokami had swatted me away when I tried helping her. She called me corrupt. Kyo claimed that wasn't the case. Yet, for some reason, Kurokami's words weighed heavily on me.
ススハラに近づきすぎれば不幸が訪れる。
If you get too close to Susahara, bring you fortune. She said that loud and clear. Kiko said it was thanks to me she'd managed to wake from that nightmare. But how did I know it wasn't my fault she had that dream to begin with? On that day, Kiko had announced to the LCSC she and I were going out. That's right. I could tell that earned her a great deal of ire from the other girls. Now look how unhappy they look. The atmosphere had been so tense after that. Natsu had even commented it was like they were possessed by something. Is Kurokami right and I brought misfortune upon them by getting too close? Am I just too damn sexy for my own good? Nothing made sense. At any rate, I couldn't think of anything to do but stay close to her like this. That's what was happening here. But what could I do? Oh. I like that silence. Though Kiko's condition had improved a little, she still wasn't fully better. My power was probably not to cure, but to provide temporary relief. It was staying home from school today. It would be going to the hospital. Kiko was still suffering a bit, but she was doing so much better than before. They'd probably give her a checkup at the hospital. A strange thought came to me. They would probably give her some safe, generic diagnosis, like a cold. I had a feeling. This was what was happening to Kiko, that thing we experienced that could only be likened to a nightmare. It had to be something that couldn't be explained by medical science. Hey there, feeling better?
僕はね。
I am.
でも、キコちゃんはまだ。
Kiko's,
食中毒ってわけでもねえだろうにな。一体何だってんだ？
I doubt it's food poisoning or something like that. What could it be?
社長コブの他の人は大丈夫なのかな?
I wonder if the rest of the LCSC is okay.
メールしてみっか。
I'll text them. With a practiced air, Natsu sent a text to the LCSC group chat, inquiring about the club members' conditions. A little while later, he got a response from Miss Hinagata.
見延さんと布川さんもお休みだそうです。ITZAH君とSusahara君の体調はどうですか?
Minabe and Nunokawa are taking the day off. How are you and Susahara feeling?
俺はへっちゃらだぜ。
I'm A-OK.
僕も、もう今は大丈夫って送ってくれる?
I don't know, I'm alright as well. Gotcha.
夏くんはメール打つの、いつ見ても早いな。
You sure are fast at texting.
数々のデュエルで鍛えた指さばきの賜物よ。
It's the result of many fierce duels. Miss Hinagata eventually. Can you come to the infirmary after school, Susahara? I'd like to check on your condition. Once the last period has ended, I head for the infirmary.
Susahara君の体調はどう?
How are you holding up, Susahara?
僕はあの日の昼にはもう大丈夫でした。でも、キコちゃんは
I was better by that afternoon, but Kiko's still.
悪い夢にうなされているような感じ?
Suffering like she's having bad dreams?
はい。
Yes.
僕もあの夜、何かとても気持ちの悪い夢にうなされた気がします。
I think I had a very bad dream that night too.
キコちゃんも悪夢にうなされていたと言ってた。
And Kiko said she also had a nightmare.
きっと、ミノベ先輩も、リリアちゃんも。
I'm sure it's the same for Minobe and Rira too.
症状はみんな同じよ。
Everyone's symptoms are the same.
みんな悪い夢にうなされて苦しんでいる。
They're all suffering from nightmare. Miss Hinagata apparently just gone to visit them all. That included Kiko, of course. Here she learned they were all plagued by the same symptoms.
これは病気か何かですか?
Is this a sickness or something?
こんなことを言うとおかしいと思われるかもしれないんですけど。
I might sound crazy to you. Or this might. I mean, I might as well too. But I want you to hear me out.
何?
What is it?
僕にはひょっとしたら 悪夢を和らげる力があるのかも。
Alright. I might have the power to ease nightmares. Miss Hinagata gaped in surprise. You probably hadn't been expecting that.
どうしてそう思ったの？
What makes you think that?
僕が修行している親善武術は覇者の力を宿すと父が
My father says the divine tribute style, the martial arts I train in, bears the power to crush evil.
親善武術って？
Divine tribute style. I gave Miss Hinagata a simple explanation. That the Susahara divine tribute style had the goal of offering dedication unto God. That it granted one the power to crush evil for that purpose. And that, when I tried it on Kiko, it alleviated her suffering a little and made her feel better.
あの時のキコちゃんにお世辞を言える余裕なんてなかったと思います。
I don't think she was in any state to be flattering me.
彼女は心から僕の力で悪夢が晴らされたと信じてた。
She truly believed I drove away her nightmare with my power.
彼女のお世辞でもなく僕のうぬぼれでもないならば
If this isn't flattery for her, or my own conceit,
僕には何か
what is up with these words I can't
そういう
pronounce?
力が宿っているように思います。
Then I believe I truly do possess such an ability. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
どうして鈴原くんをシャチホコ部に招いたか知ってる？
Do you know why I invited you to the LCSC? LSC
いえ、
letters? Huh? No.
私もなの。私も春宮さんたちと同じく
Because the
悪
same
い白昼夢を見やすい体質なの。
as the same thing happened to me, like Harumiya and the others. I also frequently suffer from bad daydreams.
成人してからだいぶマシになったけれどね。それでもたまに見るの。
It's gotten a lot better since I grew up, but I still get them from time to time.
あの日もね、久しぶりに随分と気持ちの悪い白昼夢にやられていた。
One day, I was having the worst daydream I'd seen in a long time.
その時よ、白い暖かな光に満たされて悪夢から目覚めさせられたの。
Then a warm white light appeared and woke me from my nightmare.
まさか
You don't mean.
その時、保健室に入ってきたのがあなたとあつたくんよ。
It was the moment you and Atsuda entered the armory. Dun
あ
dun
の経
dun.
験は初めてだった。人にで悪夢を晴らす力があるなんてね。
That was the first time something like that had happened. I never believed people would have the power to drive away nightmare.
だから私はその力を確かめたくて、あなたたち二人をシャチホコ部に誘ったのよ。
But I wanted to confirm my suspicions, so I asked you two to join the LCSC.
最初はあつたくんにその力があるかと思ったの。
At first, I thought Atsuda had that power.
彼の暑苦しいまでの賑やかさ、そういうものには悪いものを払う力が少しはあるから。
He's a fun guy who can really lighten up the room. Someone like that had a bit of power to drive bad things away.
でも、それだけのことで悪夢を払えるわけがない。
But that alone couldn't possibly enough. He is just a side character.
鈴原くんの親善武術の話を聞いて確信したわ。
When you told me about divine tribute style just now, my suspicions were confirmed.
あなたには悪夢を払う力があるのよ。
You have the power to drive away nightmares.
僕はどうすればいいんでしょう。
What should I do?
私とあなたの仮説を確かめるには試す他はないわ
We
ね。
have no other choice. We need to test if our hypothesis is correct.
試すって
Test? How?
行くわよ。みんなの家に。
Let's go visit everyone.
あなたがお見舞いすることでみんなの症状を軽くできるかもしれない。
If you go see them, their symptoms may abate slightly.
もしできたなら
And if that happens,
できたなら
then what?
すごい朗報。シャチホコ部 So happy!
The great news! The LCSC is so happy. True. Oh. We went in Miss Hinagata's car to visit the others. She seemed a bit excited.
先生、
Miss Hinagata?
何？
Yes?
社長コブって何なんですか？
Exactly what is the LCSC?
社会奉仕の部活という建前ですが、さっきの先生の感じだと何か違う気がします。
Officially, it's the local community service club, but I have a feeling it's about something else, judging by your behavior.
先生もキコちゃんも悪夢を見やすい体質だと言っていました。
You mentioned you and Kiko tend to have a lot of nightmares.
ひょっとしたら見延先輩もリリアちゃんもそうなんじゃないですか？
Then is it the same for Minobi and Rira too? A local community service club would normally be made public and attract lots of students. But that wasn't the case with the LCSC. It was a secret club that only those with Miss Hinagata's invitation could join.
そうね。もし、Susahara君が私の期待する通りの力を持つ人なら、
That's a good question to ask. If you have the power I'm hoping for,
近いうちに全てを話さなければならないでしょうね。
then I'll likely have to tell you everything soon.
今は話せないんですか？
Can't tell me now?
私の頭がおかしいんじゃないかって思われたら嫌だもの。
I'd hate for you to think of me as a nut job.
あ、先生、
Miss
あれ
Hinagata,
は本当に悪夢なんですか？
that really a nightmare?
悪夢としか知覚できないと言うべきでしょうね。
Perhaps a better way of putting it is that it can only be perceived as one.
つまり悪夢ではない何か。
So it's something else altogether?
私は少なくともそう思っているわ。
That's what I believe, at least.
でも悪夢と思っていた方が多少は気が楽よ。
A little healthier to think of them as nightmares.
教えてください。一体何なんですか？
Just what are they? Please tell me.
神前武術という神聖な儀式で和らげることができると理解しているススハラ君ならもう想像がついてるんじゃない？
If you know that you can use the sacred ritual known as divine tribute style to relieve them, then you should have an idea, shouldn't you?
今ここでしている話は先生とススハラ君だけの秘密よ。
Let's keep this little conversation between you and me, okay?
こんな話を大真面目にしてるなんて教頭先生に知られたら大変なんだから。
If the vice principal found out I took stuff like this seriously, he'd be in big trouble. I would be. Miss Hinagata parked the car on a street lined with an old public housing buildings. Apparently, Minobi's apartment was in one of those.
お昼には起きてくれたんだけど今はどうかしら。
She was up this morning, but things might be different now. Miss Hinagata pressed the doorbell several times until Minobi's voice finally came through the intercom. She hadn't been ignoring us. That was just how long she needed to get out of bed.
スズムンが来るって分かってたらシャワー浴びてもうちょっと可愛い服に着替えたのにな。
If I'd known Suzuman was coming, I would have taken a shower and put on cuter clothes.
具合はどう？寝てた？
How are you feeling? Can you sleep?
寝たところで気持ちの悪い夢を見るだけだから無理やり起きてた。
All I get are nightmares when I sleep, so I'm forcing myself to stay awake.
最近ので今回のが一番辛いかも。
This might be my worst one yet.
ここまでひどいの初めて。
It's the first time it's been this bad.
それで今度はスズムンがお見舞い？
Anyway, what's up? You come to check up on me too, Suzumoon? Maybe let us into her place. I have the same jacket. I have the Bay jacket from Whole Life. Just like this. Except it says rat here. When I saw this exhaustion etched on her face, I was sure. It was exactly the same as with Kiko. She'd been plagued with nightmares since last night. No, the night before that.
ススハラ君はどうやって春宮さんを？
Susahara, what did you do with Harumiya?
キコちゃんの時はこうやって
Ah, sorry. Well, with her, I just kind of took my hand like this and...
Nani?
What are you doing?
ちょっとおとなしくしててね。
Just relax for a sec. Placed my hand on Minibu's forehead as she lay in bed. Oh, risque. I got the same feeling I did with Kiko. The feeling of brilliant white light filled everything.
どう？
How's that?
何？不思議。
What happened? I don't get it.
スズムの手が触れると気持ち悪いのがさーっと逃げていく感じ。
Susumu touched my head. That horrible feeling just poofed away.
よかった。やっぱり聞いたんだ。
Thank goodness. So it really does work.
すごいわ。
Amazing.
やっぱりススハラ君には不思議な力が宿ってるんだわ。
You really do have a kind of a power, Susahara.
どういうこと？
What are you talking about?
詳しくはわからないけれど、彼には悪夢を払う力があるのよ。
I don't know the details, but he has the power to drive away nightmares.
そうか。やっぱりスズムは王子様なんだ
I
な。
see. So you really are Prince Susumu.
感じますか？白い光のようなもの。
Did you feel something like a white light?
感じる。
Yeah.
それに身を委ねて体を楽にしていてください。
Please, just give yourself over to it and rest. Kiko had at least recovered enough to go to the hospital herself. She still didn't look fully cured, but at least she was better than when she was trapped in the world of nightmares. This mysterious power could heal her as well.
このふわっとした感じ覚えてるな。
I feel like I'm floating,
初めてスズムンと会った時が、
like I did the first time I met you.
私は廊下で嫌な白チュームで朦朧としてた。
I was in the hallway, lost in a bad daydream.
その時スズムンが声をかけてくれたら気持ち悪いのがふわーって晴れて、
And you called to me, and that horrible feeling just whooshed away.
そんな経験今までに一度もなかったから、
I've never felt anything like that
この
before.
人運命の人なのかなって思った。
It made me wonder if you were the one for me.
そうしたらシャチホコ部でもう一度出会って、
I like to think we're just standing in the hallway here and she's just in this bed over here and just like saying all this, just laying down flat. And then we meet again in the LCSC.
この人は本当に運命の私の国の王子様になってくれるんじゃないかな。
I felt like you were really could become the prince of my kingdom. We really were destined to meet. She regained enough strength to talk again, thank goodness. I kept my palm on her forehead for a little while longer. Before long, she fell into a tranquil slumber. Why did she get a CG of us touching her head? Why are we all in this hallway? A little awkward. By then, most of the color had returned to her face, and then she seemed peaceful. I gently put the covers over her.
このまま回復してくれるかしら。
I wonder if she'll recover now.
僕が触れている間は具合がいいようですが、離れるとそれも薄れるみたいです。
It seems to do... Let me repeat that. It seems they do well, touching them. But it weakens when I leave.
そう。
I see.
でも、ハルミヤさんの今日の具合は昨日よりはずっといいんでしょ？
But Harumiya was doing so much better than she was yesterday, right?
はい。あれでも昨日よりはまだ。
Yes, she may not have been at school, but that much is sure.
素晴らしいわ。これは本当に素晴らしいことよ、ススハラ君。
That's amazing. It really is Susahara. Headed for Rira's house next. It was a notably elegant house in the residential district. She must have been suffering from nightmares too. I had the power to heal her. どうすか? So.
どう？少しは楽になる？
How is it? Doing a little better now?
ものすごい楽になります。
I feel great.
先輩の手、一生おでこに貼り付けてたいくらい。
So much that I wish I could just glue Susahara's hand, my head.
かわいそうに。ずっと辛い夢を見続けていたんだ。
You poor thing. You've been having terrible nightmares this whole time, haven't you? There.
はい。私って昔から夢見が悪いたちみたいで。
Yes, I've been prone to having bad dreams for a long time now.
ここ最近は治ったかななんて思ってたんですけど、これは今までで一番ひどいみたいで。
I thought it got away recently. This was the worst one yet.
もう大丈夫だよ。僕にはそれを和らげる力があるから。
You're all right now. I have the power to ease them.
不思議ですよ
My
ね。
hand.
どうして先輩の手にはそんな力が。
It's so strange. Why does your hand hold so much power?
普段の稽古の賜物としか言えないよ。
All I can say, it's the results of my everyday training of punching trees.
シャチホコ部を解散して、これからはススハラ君の指導で親善武術部を始めようかしらね。
Maybe I should disband the CSC and start up my divine tribute style club under Susahara's guidance instead.
ありがとう先輩。来てくれて本当に嬉しいです。
Thank you, Susahara. I really am glad you came to visit.
これからも私が悪い夢にうなされたら助けに来てくれますか？
Will you help me whenever I have more bad dreams in the future?
必ず。
Yes, definitely.
約束ですよ。
It's a problem.
絶対約束。
Rira's complexion improved as she drifted off to sleep. Rira's mother, who came in with a tray of tea, was also happy to see her daughter was doing better. There's only one more left. Girl Kami must have been suffering from nightmares too. Oh boy.